to the client and explained, new medications, discontinue medications, whatever treatment plan it is that the doctor is recommending.
And what were you referencing earlier, the pinch concept or something, where you're getting it from both ends when you have young children and then you're dealing with parents?
Right. A lot of, a lot of baby boomers have those, parents that are in their 60s, 70s, and they, are getting older, and then they also have adult children or little ones still running around, so they're pinched in that generation. So they're coming from both sides.
Okay.
Well, a good discussion the early morning here. Diane Eggert, thank you so much for being in studio.
Thank you, Jamie and Kelly.
Thank you.
Again, she is the owner of Anchor Healthcare Advocates. You can learn more at anchoradvocates.com or give her a call at 813-539-2526. Again, 813-539-2526, anchoradvocates.com. Also, learn more about this program over at tampabayradio.com. And coming back from the break, we'll be talking to Christy Campbell, owner of Home Instead Senior Care, on That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
I feel guilty that I can't always be there when Mom feels stuck at home. She was always there for us. But now she can't get out, and I'm not always available to take her places. Someone else needs to help her get around. Then I learned about Home Instead. Now Mom can do what she enjoys because her personal caregiver is there, and I can just be a daughter again.
Are you struggling to care for your loved one? We can help. Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Lane and traffic slow through this area. Also seeing delays off the Howard Franklin Bridge into Tampa. Heavy traffic on southbound 275 between Beers and Sly. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by SOS Children's Villages. War, poverty, and disaster have left millions of children around the world orphaned, abandoned, alone. When their parents can't be there, SOS Children's Villages is there in 134 countries, including the U.S. To make a difference in a child's life, go to sosusa.org.
1250 winds, weather center forecast. High today into the mid-80s. We'll see increasing clouds, breezy conditions, and small chance for a few isolated showers today. Upper 60s for the low. Mid-80s once again tomorrow. We'll see the little front move in Friday. That'll bring some showers again. Low 80s, then mid-upper 70s through the weekend, and sunshine. Impact Radio, 1250 winds.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. We're here Monday through Friday at 7 to 9, and also video stream over at TampaBayRadio.com. Also, please connect with us all across social media, Facebook.com/That Business Show. We also have a YouTube channel where all the the high-definition videos are uploaded, typically within an hour of airing, by the hour after each show. And again, we always recommend that people watch the videos over there. They're also on TampaBayRadio.com, but they stay in high definition over on our YouTube channel. So time to bring in our next guest for the program. We have a regular contributor, Christy Campbell, in studio with us today, Home Instead Senior Care. Learn more about her at homeinstead.com/482. So Christy, welcome to the program today.
Good morning. Hi, everybody.
So we were just talking about healthcare advocacy, and you are a caregiver in a company. So tell me, just kind of differentiate between the two, if you would, for me.
Okay. So as an in-home care provider, we will see things, observe things, and then we will champion the adult child to contact Miss Diane when we see issues.
Okay.
Because we can do a lot, but because I'm a paid-for service, people tend to think you may have a skin in the game. So
Right.
we hire in a third party that is objective, and she can say, we need to do this, we need to do that. Yes, we need to do this. No, we need to change this. So she's somewhat of a resource to us to help us explain or get the adult child or the client to understand more of what's going on.
Okay, and you have a network of over 100 different caregivers here in the Tampa Bay region that focuses on in-home care, and you've established an amazing network of providers. And we're talking before the show, this was your first entrepreneurial experience, and what were you doing before Home Instead?
Oh, holy cow. So what was I not doing? I started off as a bank teller. So I got my teeth into customer service then. And then from there, I went to call centers. Then I went and got my degree as a paralegal. So I was a paralegal. I've been fired a couple of times from jobs. I'm sure everyone that knows me, that's not much of a surprise. I don't tend to hold my tongue very well.
I was going to say, what got you fired? Were you not showing up on time, or were you just talking back?
I had a temper tantrum.
Talking
I talked
back?
back. Yeah,
Really?
I got pissed off at some manager, and that's all it took.
I think most entrepreneurs have that story. They've gotten fired at one point in their lives, one or two, three, who knows?
Yeah, whatever it takes.
I wouldn't have thought that, because you're so nice and kind and sweet, and I've never seen you get like
the photographer's laughing. Well, I have my opinions.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty passionate about my opinions.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty passionate about quality.
Right.
And when something's screwed up, I'm the first one to say it. So I work hard, play hard, but I also fight hard.
Right,
So-
right. And so how did you then enter the world of entrepreneurism 13 years ago? Why in senior care?
So senior care, because it was best for my heart. And we were talking earlier, so it's going to be emotional, so I'm sorry. But my daddy got me into it. So just, everyone has a factor. And I was taught to love people. I don't have to like them. And so I enjoy customer service and I enjoy helping. And we were at a pizza bar in Asheville, North Carolina. And this couple sat down beside us and they had this logo. And I said, "What's that?" And they said, "Oh," and they explained to it as concierge service to seniors, or one-on-one care for seniors, or advocacy for seniors. I'm like, oh, that's right up my alley. And my husband's like, oh, crap, here we go. And fast forward, it took about 6 to 9 months to go through the franchising system, and they had to vet me and make sure that I wasn't too crazy for the industry. And, fast forward 13 and a half years, here I sit.
Wow, incredible. So did they make it sound easy or something? You kind of made it sound
They did make it sound easy, the little Turks. Yeah, they said, oh, you do this and you do that and then you do this, and then you didn't tell you what kind of competition and the environment changing. And
because a lot of people who
pretty
go
crazy.
from corporate into entrepreneurism, they have this misunderstanding of you're at the
Yeah.
role, you're everything in that business.
You are the top bottle washer. You're the people that are cleaning out the toilets, and then you're out there signing up clients, and
yeah, just the
you do
way
everything.
just the way you shared the story made it sounded like they made it sound so easy.
It did.
And
yes,
then you got
they
in
did.
there, and what was some of the most difficult things that you had to overcome in those early years getting this off the ground?
Doing everything.
Right, wearing all the hats.
Wearing all the hats. You literally have to. Your first minute you are signing up a client, the next minute you're hiring a caregiver, the next minute you're firing a caregiver, the next minute you're firing a client. You have to.
And then you're finding the clients.
You're finding the client. You're doing payroll. You're doing billing. It's crazy.
And
I
I don't think many people even have any idea of the amount of hours and everything it takes. I always think about it. I'm glad nobody told me up front,
Yeah.
exactly what you'd have to endure to
Yes.
get where you are want to go. Because
No one ever told me it was going to be 12 and 16-hour days minimum.
Oh, absolutely.
And still to this day we have 12 and 16-hour days, and then other days you have a 5 or 6 hour day. It all ebb and flows.
But
and,
the reward is worth it, obviously.
It is so worth it, and I love it because so many people are also poo-pooed about the business owner. Walk a day in anybody's shoes that owns a business that has multiple people that report to them, and then tell me that they don't work hard. Walk a day in any of our shoes, and let's see how you can do it.
Were you the independent caregiver for the first year, or did you immediately get a network of providers to help you?
No, I immediately got caregivers.
Okay, so you were able to establish a network early on. Then
that was the first thing. Yeah, the very first thing I did before I took cases, because I needed caregivers to do cases, was I hired about 5 to 10 caregivers right off the bat, and then I said, okay, you're my first 5 or 10 caregivers, so sit tight. As soon as I get a client, I'll call you. And I was pretty blessed. By my 6th month in business, I had my first office person, so I wasn't answering the phones while I was on the road, because that's what happens. You got to be on the road. You got to be on the road generating business, but then you got to answer the phone when it rings too. And so, it was pretty crazy.
I also wonder, if looking back, if I know what I know now about business, if I would have done it, would you have done it knowing what you know now at that point in your life and knowing what you had to went through?
I would. Yeah, I don't think I can go back.
Yeah.
Once you're used to doing your own deal and running the show and managing, all the aspects, I don't think I can have someone tell me what to do, because I think I'll tell them what to do back. It's just not going to go well.
Yeah, that's one of the scariest things about being an entrepreneur is the fear of what if I can't make it? I have to go back into industry or a job or something, because it really does. It changes you once you become your own boss, and it is a great feeling. Whether you're highly successful or not, just as long as you can make the bills and pay to get something to eat, it's satisfying in and of itself.
I think unfortunately that holds a lot of people back a lot of the time, and that's kind of what I like to try to do, is make sure that they can, they realize they can do it and don't worry so much about the fear of the unknown, and just go for it. What do they say? Like, entrepreneurs jump out of the plane and then look for the parachute later.
Right. And there's some days you feel like you forgot to put the parachute on.
Yeah, you have the wingsuit on at that point and you don't know how to use it.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly would tell anyone to try it, and if it wasn't for you, then it's going to be easy for you to go back into corporate America. If it was for you, you'll never go back again.
Yeah. I think too often people put limits on us. We have society or our spouses or family that'll say, "Okay, we'll give you a year. You make it happen in a year, and then you're fine." And then there's no exact time limit of when things are going to work. We have no control over everything, so it doesn't always work within the time limits we initially set forth. So you have to hang in there.
Yeah. You have to hang in there. You have to know when to fight. I've been blessed that I have a team around me. My husband supports me. He's an entrepreneur as well.
That's
so
great.
It's kind of a Hail Mary on both of us. But
what's your husband do? Is he?
He's a bank auditor.
That's right. I met him at a networking event.
You did.
How come you've never sent him over this way? If he's an entrepreneur there. So.
I'm sure he'll ask now. Yeah, he audits community banks. Big boy banks have their own auditing firm. And he helps the community banks with their auditing.
The auditing business, I've always thought that's a tough business. Just getting in and analyzing systems and processes and that.
Yeah, because you're telling the bank this process is wrong. You need to fix it, and they're not all
I
happy
imagine
about
at least
doing
with the banks, they've got systems in place. I couldn't imagine auditing somebody like myself or the typical small business owner who's got stuff all over the place. That just scares me. People who do that, I really got a lot of respect
for. Thank goodness there is something for everyone. All these different personalities that bank auditing does not sound like it'd be that much fun, but thank goodness he does it. We all have our different passions.
He's been doing it for 30 years, too.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah.
So this weekend is the Hillsborough County Walk to End Alzheimer's, correct?
This year is the walk.
All right. Yeah. I was MC of the Pinellas County Walk just this past weekend. They were up to around $175,000 in funds raised throughout the year. I think their goal was 200-some thousand, lower 200, so they're still trying to make their goal. And so I was fortunate enough to be invited out as the MC alongside Ronnie Night Train Lane, who's over there at 620 WDAE.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, but second year out there supporting the organization. This Saturday, what's going on?
This Saturday is the walk down at Emily Arena. We do it every year. The walk is obviously to raise awareness about Alzheimer's, raise funds for research. It feels like they're getting closer and closer to a cure, but there's really not a cure yet. The Johnny Bird will be there, various vendors, and we're also passionate because Alzheimer's is affecting everybody. We just had another case come across our 52-year-old. 52 years old. Think about that. Wow. That's like...
It doesn't discriminate anymore.
It's not the old person's the old farts.
That's
it's
early.
Not the old farts disease anymore. It is young people that are coming across it. So I think sometimes some of my bosses had Alzheimer's, but what do I know?
And I'm sure in your line of work, you're trained to recognize the symptoms of Alzheimer's, because how often do you begin to work with somebody as a client and then you see them develop into Alzheimer's or dementia?
We do. We try to focus on the training. I always talk about there's agencies that will send you somebody that's a subcontractor, and literally it feels like they took them right out of Walmart and said, you have a CNA license? All right, go. We are very particular, and we have our trainings. We do try to train for, let me back that. We have an 8-hour training that focuses on symptoms, recognizing the behaviors, being empathetic. It's not just having the book knowledge, but it's understanding when a person has Alzheimer's, they're confused and they're trying to get it out. And if you're not patient and if you're not empathetic, you're escalating the frustration, because senior citizens with Alzheimer's or with any dementia are so sensitive to your eyes. If I look at you and you're a nice, sweet, lovely face, and if I look at you and you're not nice to me and I can tell that your eyes mean you don't like me, I'm going to not react to you. I'm going to fight you tooth and nail. I'll be more receptive to her. Here's the problem. She may hurt me, but she looks nice while she does it. So I will fall prey to that. So it's a matter of the training, and it's a matter of understanding what you're going to be doing with them.
How long in the development of Alzheimer's before the patient realizes that they don't even know that they have the disease anymore? At least in the first several months, do they know that they have Alzheimer's and they can say, listen, I'm developing Alzheimer's. Down the road, I'm not going to understand any of this stuff. Because one of the things, and I've never dealt with Alzheimer's personally, but it seems to me like they would be able to say, hey, I don't know because I have Alzheimer's disease. But they don't. They don't even understand enough to say that, right?
No, my understanding is they don't even understand to know that. From what I gather, and this is where Miss Diane, with her medical background, I was told 7 to 10 years. Most patients have Alzheimer's from 7 to 10 years before you even know you have it.
Wow.
You just start forgetting things and losing things.
Because
perhaps.
you forget one thing and then fast forward, you'll be fine. And then you'll forget something else and, I'm just forgetful or I'm just stressed. Because so many times we chalk that up to stress.
Well, I forget things all the time.
I chalk it up to not enough sleep.
My short-term memory is not so good.
No. But it doesn't present itself until it's already so far progressed. It's pretty scary.
Wow. Discussion here with Christy Campbell, owner of Home Instead Senior Care. And again, you can learn more about her at homeinstead.com/482. Got to take a break, but we'll continue the discussion on Alzheimer's when we come back from the break. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.
What's up, business rock stars? Are you ready to bring out the CEO in you? Join Julianne Nichols, CEO of Focus on You Strategy, every other Friday on That Business Show. She'll be talking with other chief entrepreneurial officers about how they grew their businesses. Remember, you could join the conversation at Focus on You Strategies Focus Fridays Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. That's facebook.com/groups/Focus Fridays. Be the CEO of you.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
At Vein 911, we will help you feel great again. Do you have restless legs, night leg cramps, or ankle swelling? Restless legs, cramping, swelling, and tired heavy legs are often symptoms of hidden vein disease. You do not have to have visible bulging veins to have the symptoms of vein disease. The vein care specialists at Vein 911 are uniquely qualified to evaluate and treat your veins. Are you unhappy with your previous vein treatment? Vein 911 succeeds where others fail. Call Vein 911 today at 855-VEIN-911. That's 855-834-6911 to book your free consultation. Vein 911. We will help you feel great again.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round, and number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Good morning. Very heavy traffic on the southbound side of the Veterans Expressway. Now typically slow between Van Dyke and Hutchinson, but now we've got big delays from just south of Gunn Highway to the Courtney Campbell Causeway. Had a crash down there blocking a couple lanes. It's now off to the right-hand side. Heavy traffic on the southbound side of I-75 from just south of Bruceby Downs to just south of Fowler Avenue, and a crash on southbound Bruceby Downs approaching Fletcher, now off to the right-hand side. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Udorick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Lead Safe America. More than 1 in 3 American kids has lead in their blood. No level of lead is safe. Lead poisoning causes learning disabilities and behavioral disorders. Has your child been tested? Learn more at leadsafeamerica.org.
Partly cloudy, a 10% rain chance. High 85. Partly cloudy tonight, low 67. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a 10% rain chance. High 84.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business. Talking to Christy Campbell, owner of Home Instead Senior Care, and you can learn more about her at homeinstead.com/482.
This has been an interesting topic, and it's like always, thinking about Alzheimer's and dementia, and I didn't even realize, dementia was kind of like on top and the main umbrella, and then Alzheimer's and 120 other things that kind of fall under that. So many things to think about and like worry about as we get older, but I guess, you just embrace aging and do the best we can to eliminate those things happening.
Right.
If any of us are dealing with parents or loved ones that have Alzheimer's and are having a tough time, how do you connect? Like, what are different tips that you might have for us that can make that process easier, being able to relate and still be there?
So the very first thing is that an Alzheimer's is going to pay attention to how you are acting towards them. So smile. Get them to relax. They're agitated, they're aggravated, they're confused.
And even if you're frustrated.
No matter how frustrated I am, hide it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Take a breath. Take a step away, come back. But you need to make sure that you are calm and patient and talk slow, which for me is so hard, but I always have to slow myself down and smile. Get them to relax. The best way to get anyone to relax and be at ease is just to smile and talk about them and just how are things going, and just in a nice, calm, pleasant voice, talk about the day.
When someone has Alzheimer's, is there a time limit of how long you have it? I mean, can someone live with that for many, many years, or does that typically then it declines at that point?
It all depends upon the type of Alzheimer's, the type of dementia. It depends upon their lifestyle. It depends upon the medication. It depends upon how quick you catch it. It depends upon the person. Some people go quickly, and some people have it for 10, 15 years because it's just a slow decline. Basically, the Alzheimer's shuts the body down, and because the body's not ticking. The brain neurons aren't clicking.
They're like disconnected.
They're disconnected. So once they're disconnected, that disconnect will eventually shut down all the different body parts. That's how they die.
And now, in the past shows, you talked about triggers that would then, make certain behavior come out, and so you learn to recognize triggers with patients too. Correct.
Correct. Watch their demeanor. If they're agitated, make sure that they have all their basic needs met, and then figure out, is the room too loud? Is there too much commotion? Do they want to go for a walk? Take them for a walk if they want to go for a walk. Don't let them go by themselves, but try to ease whatever you think their needs are. And as you get to know them, like if I'm a hired caregiver, as I get to know them and I get to know their preferences, I know what the triggers are just because I figured it out. Family members, the main thing is don't, well, Dad, you remember that. Dad, come on, how many times do you have to tell that story? Let him tell the story again. He doesn't know he's told you 100 times. Mm-hmm. Let him say it again.
And enjoy it while he's telling you.
Enjoy it, and you're going to want to record it like we met from that one videographer because you're going to miss those stories down the road.
Now, are treatments improving in Alzheimer's patients right now? You talked earlier, you said, it's like we're getting closer to a cure, but are we, and are treatments improving?
It feels like it's like right on the cusp. Like I saw some university figured out that the minerals in gold has something to do with Alzheimer's, and then there's something to do with a protein. We're right on the cusp, but there's still nothing concrete. The medications are a great way to slow the disease, but they're not going to cure it. They're not going to reverse it. They may just slow how quickly it declines. And then there's some people have their, the opinion, once you're on medication, it's like taking candy because it's not going to do anything. So you have different attitudes, and it's just a matter of basically managing the symptoms and not triggering them. If I argue with you, I'm making you more angry. You're going to be always right. I don't care how wrong you are. If you're my Alzheimer's patient, my responsibility is to make sure you are always right.
And who is the one that's more, afflicted personally? Is it the family, or is it the person suffering? It seems in Alzheimer's, the person suffering, at least the way I understand it, isn't even really aware of the situation, and it's the family that ends up suffering more on a personal level. How would you respond to that?
In the beginning, it's the patient, because the patient knows, doggone it, something's not right. But then as they get to a certain point where they don't even know something's not right, it's the adult child that is then grieving because they're missing that mom, they're missing that dad, that aunt, that grandfather. They're missing that person that used to be there because that person is no longer the same.
Well, I can imagine too, especially if they're not remembered, if the parent doesn't remember the child at times.
Right.
That could be
That can be
very painful. Right.
Correct.
What is the trigger point where people say, listen, we need to go see a doctor? It sounds like you have Alzheimer's. Is it when they can't remember your name, or is there something else that happens that says, all right, because you said it's like 7 years sometimes before people know.
It's pretty, I would say if you have it in your family and you hit 60, go get a brain scan. Go to the Johnny Bird and say, it's genetic in my family. I'm 60. I want to know what's going on with my brain now. If it's not genetic, it's as soon as you have the slightest, I don't remember what I just did yesterday. I don't remember how to drive myself to church, and I always drove myself to church. I don't remember how to play cards, and I used to always play cards. The stuff that you used to always do and you couldn't do anymore, that's when you want to go to the doctor.
A good discussion here with Christy Campbell, franchise owner of Home Instead Senior Care, on this early Wednesday morning. So, Christy, we appreciate the support and the good discussion this morning.
Thank you, guys. It's been a pleasure.
And again, specializing in home care, assisted living care at home. Give her a call at 813-684-1972 if you could use her services. Again, 813-684-1972, or visit homeinstead.com/482. Coming back from the break, it's going to be Working Women Wednesdays, a weekly feature where we highlight highlight a couple of the professional women from the group, the Working Women of Tampa Bay, one of our most traditional and oldest segments here on That the Business Show. In the meantime, learn more about the program and see all shows available on demand over at TampaBayRadio.com. And again, be sure to connect with us all across social media. We're very active on all the different channels, so please engage with us. And if we can do anything for you on your social media, feel free to ask. You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie and Kelly, where business becomes show business.